Hey guys, my name is DZ Carr. I am so excited to have you here with us in Our Village. Our Village is a podcast that I wanted to start because I need to make sure that our village have the proper information. I want us to make sure that we have the same playing field as others. So let me first begin by saying, no, I am not a pastor. No, I am not a political leader. I am not an organizer. I am just a plain old citizen, a Black African American that is planted and reside in Lee County, Sanford, North Carolina, where we are called the well-centered county. So that being said, I want to invite you to be a part of this podcast. This is not your normal podcast. We're not going to be just talking about any and everything. We want to make sure that we talk about the issues concerning the residents in Lee County and the issues concerning the Black African American right here in our town. There's a lot of issues that we're going to cover. There are a lot of things that we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about political issues, religious issues, even sports, even education. We're going to talk about the racial gap right here and how it applies and how it affects you. We're going to talk about the booming of houses that's being built here in Sanford. We're going to be talking about the high water bills, utility bills. We're going to be talking about your city councilmen, your commissioners, your governor, your mayor. We're going to be talking about just about any and everything pertaining to the Black African American right here in Lee County. Now, this is not going to be a hate podcast. We're not going to just stir up controversy. But what we will do is we want to give you or get to you the right, proper information so you know what is really going on, what is really happening in your town. Because it's your right to be able to know what is happening in your backyard. And sometimes we're not privy to the information, or by the time we get it, the information, it's already done gone past, they done voted on it, and it's in implementation. It's already being enacted. So me and you, we're going to go through this line by line, precept upon precept. We're going to read verse by verse so we know exactly what's happening, because right now I feel like that we have been in an uneven playing field. We have been caught behind the 8 ball. There's a lot of things that you need to know and you want to know that's happening, from your neighbors to the ones down the street. How's our educational program going? We have some new leaders that are planted in the educational board. And so we need to know what they're doing, what they're voting on, what has been concocted, what has been talked about. You need to know that. If you have kids, grandkids, great-grands, you need to know what is going on in your educational school. I know you've been hearing about DEI, and then the educational department has been shut down. So what does that mean for you right here in Lee County? You need to know that. And so we're going to do our best to try to inform you, try to get you up to date and up to speed on what's going on. We're going to be talking about your judges. We want to talk about your police department, your fire departments. What is happening? Why do you only see a certain hue in those areas? And so we're going to get to you the proper information so you can know what's going on. So let me start by doing this. Before we get into who's doing what and who's the who, because a lot of you probably don't even know who your city councilman, who your mayor is, who your county commissioners are. And we're going to make sure, and that's not to belittle you. It's not to make you feel bad, but you need to know. You need to know who your judges are. You need to know who is fighting for you, who is not fighting for you, who can care less about what's going on. You need to know who that is. And so, by that being said, I first want to take a step back because we need to kind of know our history. We need to know where we came from, how this started, how this racial gap started, not just in America, not just in the United States, but right here in Lee County. We're going to go through the history. We're going to pull up names that you probably have never heard of. We're going to go through some of the issues between ourselves. Many of you know that I used to be a musician, and I work with multiple churches here, right here in Sanford, and multiple pastors and congregations. And to be honest, to expose it and just to say it right out, there is no unity. That is not to put a damper on any church or any religion or whatever, but there is no unity here. Churches can't even come together. I'm talking about the African American black churches. First of all, there's so many of them. So many church splits, church hurts. And once a church, I'm a PK. So my dad, he was a bishop and he was in a church, and we split churches, oh man, so many times, so many organizations, and certain ones couldn't hang with certain ones because we're no longer together. We can't worship together. And that being said, there's a lot of things here in Lee County, or a lot of churches here in Lee County, pastors that just cannot stand each other. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something as a black African American person. Just because you do not agree 100% with the person, with the pastor, with a political leader, with a lawyer, with a judge, with your neighbor, does not mean you cannot have unity. What irks me so much is that because I don't like pie and you like cake, then we cannot talk, we can't commune, we can't even agree on anything, because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about this pie cake issue. And listen, I'm married to a lovely, beautiful woman, but we don't agree on 100% on everything. We learn how to sit down and reason together. For so many years, I thought because maybe you smoke cigarettes, I cannot be around you and you cannot be around me. I can even talk to you. We can't even go to lunch. It got so bad to where if you wore a certain color, growing up, if you wore a certain color, then I couldn't even talk to you on the phone. I have cousins and cousins and cousins and cousins that I've never talked to because we were in a certain church that told us if you can't worship with them, then you don't even need to be with them or talk to them. So we didn't do family reunions. Because the first thing that would come up was, oh, they may drink. Oh, they may smoke. Oh, they may curse. So we can't be around it. So my whole thing in growing up was, okay, well, how was we supposed to win anybody if we can't be around anybody? But at any hue, I want you to know that whatever you believe, because there's over 300 different Christianity denominations and doctrines. Over. You got Seventh-day Adventists. You got Nation of Islam. You have the Hebrews. You got the Aquans and all of these other different religions. And look, we might not agree on that, but we can agree that we are this color. We have this melanin in our... And so here's the thing I want us to understand and us to realize is that for us to have unity, we have to let our guards down. We have a lot of black institutions, organizations right here in Sanford that are not even working together. They want to find out who is leading it first, and then if I don't approve of who's leading it, then I cannot be a part of. That causes division. And the ones that are leading these organizations, you have to tell your people, hey, let's not spread that. Let's not spread that. We have a common goal. We have kids, we have children, we have people, we have neighbors that need our help. But if we cannot come together, if we cannot reason, it's going to be hard to help anybody. And this is why we are in the shape that we're in. So I want us, if you listen to this podcast, our village talks about our people, our kids, our grandkids, our neighbors. We have to put these things aside. We're going to have to do that. Well, because, we used to be in the same organization. Now, since I can't talk to her. Or he voted this way, so because he voted that way, then I can't talk. Let's push that aside. She's talking about this, and I don't like the way she's wearing her hair, and she bought it here, and listen, we got a whole heap of issues that we got to talk about, that problems in our society. We don't even have a bowling alley. We don't have anywhere that our kids can come and be sociable or be social, but social media. That's the only thing that they're doing. And right now we have this epidemic of our kids bent head, scrolling all day, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. We have to do something different, y'all. And while other races are advancing, I'll say this and then I'm going to end it with this. I was riding down the street right there in front of McDonald's, right across from Piggly Wiggly. The other night, they had a protest going on. And they were protesting ICE. And so I talked to one of the ones that were protesting. And I asked him, I said, "Oh, so when did y'all get together?" They said a high school student wanted to protest against ICE because they felt like they needed some unity. So it was a couple hundred or so got together, said that we're going to stand on this corner. And if we don't do anything, we're at least going to shout our feelings. When in the last time I would say, when the last time have we said, let's get together, let's protest, let's do a march, let's band together and go down to City Hall, let's get one of our boys out of jail? When is the last time we've done that? And maybe we have, but I haven't. Nobody came to me and asked or said. I didn't see anything on Facebook. Nobody reached out to me. Now, if it has, please, please, please let me know. Because here, I want to find out who is our NAACP leader is. I reached out, a couple of them. I can't get no response. I even reached out nationally, statewide. I want to know who our Black Caucus leaders are. I want to know who is fighting for us. And once I get to the point to where we can find out who's fighting for us, I want to come up with this agenda that we can go in with. And so we can get our agendas heard. Because right now, there's a lot of Black people, African Americans, being pushed out of their homes. There's a lot of African American kids not getting the proper education that they need. There's a lot of elderly Black folk that can't get no help, can't even get people to come by and visit them. And I'm not just talking about one-offs. I'm talking about there's no organization that says, okay, we're going to do this continuously. We're going to do this every week. We're going to do this every month. Involve all of our people, not just certain ones. So, you have been watching the first episode of Our Village. If this struck a nerve with you, please meet me back, because here's what I'm promising to do. I want to continue to do this on a daily basis. So you all will know. You all will know what we're doing. You all will know what's going around you. You all will know, hey, there's somebody is fighting for me. I'm not a professional talker, or I'm not a professional politician. I'm not a professional orator. I'm just a regular old Joe that wants to see our people win. That's all I am. I want you to win. I want your kids to win. I want you to have all the things that you need to be successful. We have our own track and field. We have our own football fields to be able to practice in for our kids. Have our own gym. Yes, you can have that. Have our own bowling alley. Have our own movie theater. We can do that. So you've been listening to Our Village. And I want you to subscribe. If you want to like, hit it, hit the button. I would love for you to do that. Listen, if you don't, I won't know, so there's no skin off my back. But I want you to tell somebody else, hey, there's somebody that's talking about our issues. There's somebody is letting us know what is going on in our city, Sanford, North Carolina. All right? We'll see you back.